Thursday again. For many people, this means that we are more than halfway through the week. In much of my life, it meant that I really had to put my head down and progress the projects that I was leading before the inevitable Monday morning meeting. For some young people, Thursday is, or was, the new Friday, restarting the coming weekend. It is said that we walk our lives, and for that reason, we sometimes find it difficult to make and maintain relationships. No wonder we find it difficult to listen to God. Samuel's experience was quite different. As a child, he had been dedicated to the Lord's service by his mother Hannah. We know little about his early life. We do know that Hannah continued to show her mother's love by making and bringing to him every year a new, larger tunic, as worn by servants at the temple. And there, he may well have imagined, he would spend his life. But God had decided otherwise. Now a young man, one of Samuel's duties was to sleep inside the temple, near the ark, the holy place, not far from the elderly Eli. As judge in the time before the kingdom of David, around 1100 BC, Eli combined the roles of prophet, or one who listened to God, with spiritual, military and political leadership. One night, Samuel twice heard his name called. "Here I am," he replied, and thinking that it was Eli calling, rushed to the old priest's side, asking him if he had called. On the third occasion, Eli told him to listen, for this was God calling him. This time Samuel replied, "Speak, for your servant is listening." God revealed to Samuel how he was about to punish Eli's sons, his natural successors, for their lives of sin. Accepting that this was God's will, Samuel became Eli's successor and grew into the role of judge, leading God's people for many years, and anointing David as future king. One phrase in this story really caught my attention. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord. Did this mean that God had not yet spoken through Samuel as a prophet, or that he was still learning about God? Not many of us will become prophets, but we can be sure that, as we listen to Jesus, his life was dedicated not only to our salvation on the cross, but to helping us know the Father. Now I don't have an historian to edit my biography. As well as being the office swot, I always had an eye for another job, or better still, a promotion. After I left my last job, people asked me whether I was going to look for another, or go for one of the many volunteer roles on offer. I knew in my heart and told others that this time I would let God guide me. Trusting in God, I have been given opportunities for work, learning and growing my faith, and people to guide me to contribute as much as I am able. Proof that God not only calls us, but also enables us to become his disciples. As Paul says, we belong to the Lord. None of us needs to wake up at night to hear God's call. None of us is perfect, and God knows that all too well. But he loves us. He cherishes his creation in us. Isaiah tells us, "Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?' Then I said, 'Here am I, send me.'" There is no right time or place for us to begin listening to God, to answering God's call. It is here right now in the life that we lead. In doing so, we offer back to him the gifts that he has given to us. Let us all listen quietly for the Lord's voice.